Alright. I remember how to go live after all. Let's just make sure the sound is coming through. I'm waiting for the stream delay. Alright. I remember how to go live. Here we are. I'm just gonna post the tweets and the skeets on Blue Sky to make sure I get like 2 viewers on this stream, and then we will hit the road. And I will enter the game. This game has always had this thing where like it flickers whenever you switch in and out of the window. Always looks very not great on stream. Before we actually do it. Now I remember why I had the music volume lower, which is because it makes it hard to think, makes it hard to speak. Let's try that again. Hello. It's Recluse, the guy who streams once a year at the current rate. And last year I streamed a little game called Slay the Princess. I went into it completely blind, and it ended up just blowing me away. It ended up being my favorite game of that year. It ended up being my favorite thing of that year. Just a really, really incredible experience. This stream will definitely be intended for people who, are aware of the original, but I think it's decent enough place to start as well. Hold on, we gotta wait for the jump scare in the menu. Here it comes, here it comes, here it comes. What? Oh, is it? Alright, make a fool out of me. Anyway. So, this is the Pristine Cut. This came out... Oh, here it is. Okay, I threw it off probably by going into the options menu. Anyway, back on track. This is the Pristine Cut. It is an update of the original game that has a bunch of new dialogue added, something like 33% more dialogue or whatever. Let me close out of the stream as well, so not to waste any connection. Sorry for all of the flickering. This is definitely going to look awful, but since when have I been a good production? So, a lot of the routes are supposed to be a lot more expansive now. I know in particular the Den route, the Apotheosis route, and the Fury route are supposed to be way bigger now. And I only ever saw one of those in my original playthrough, so... interested to see how that goes. I know there's also supposed to be a couple of new routes. And now, to be clear, I know almost nothing about what has been added in the Pristine Cut. Like, what I have just said is the full extent of my knowledge. So I'm going to be going into this pretty blind, and I'm really excited to see what I can find. I think I'm going to aim first to see those expanded routes. Like, I'm probably going to start with the Den, then go into the Apotheosis, then into the Fury. Yeah, the Fury is what it's called. And I guess also along the way, if I notice anything new, I can stray over and try it out. Let's see. Yeah, I think I might have heard that either the Prisoner or the Damsel or both are the ways to get to the new routes. I know that both of those lead to the Gray, which I've never seen, so I could just investigate those. I wouldn't mind like a little nudge in the direction that would lead to one of the new routes, but that's probably not going to come up for a while. So let's get going for what was my favorite game of 2023, and what could have a spot of my favorite game of 2024. I don't know, it's been some steep competition. Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erd Tree, and Factorio Space Age. It's been a year of expansions for me. Interesting. Let's get going.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Check basically anywhere to see if there's new dialogue. So I want to do the den route first, which I believe the way that you do that is you have to go in without the knife, lie about not harming her. What is this icon here? Oh, it's the history. It looks like it's given me the skip option. I don't necessarily want that yet. Well, whatever. I'm not going to be skipping through anything. Can't someone else do this?
Unfortunately, you're the only one who can pull this off. I don't make the rules. I wish I did, but I don't.
I mean, your civilization did kind of create... Alright, I'll go light on endgame spoilers here. The end of the world? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the end of everything as we know it. No more birds, no more trees.
No more birds, that's bad for
perhaps
me.
Most problematic.
Sorry, I said no spoilers.
No more people. You have to put an end to her.
If you don't tell me why she's dangerous, I'm not going to kill her.
She's not dangerous. She's just a princess. The danger comes if she gets out. Which she will, unless you do something about it.
You have any evidence to back this up?
You're already on the path that leads to the cabin. Why would you be here if it weren't to complete a very important task? You've made it this far, you might as well reach the end of your journey.
What happens if she gets out? I want specifics.
The more specifics you have, the harder it will be for you to do this very important job. She's a princess. People will listen to her, because listening to her is in their nature, and when they do, everything will come crashing down.
You consider that the only reason she's going to end the world is because she's locked up?
While I appreciate the mental exercise, we are running up against a bit of a ticking clock. Nevertheless, let me assure you, the princess is locked up because she's dangerous. She is not dangerous because she's locked up. And before you decide to waste even more of our time by asking how I know that, let me suggest a more pragmatic lens through which to view this situation. Causality doesn't matter here, because the end result is the same no matter what led us up to this point. If the princess leaves the cabin, the world will end, and there is no changing that.
Please let me know, by the way, if the audio levels are not doing great.
It's no use arguing semantics over unless, of course, you do.
Egg's about to hatch and ruin everything. Alright, I'm sold.
Good.
Let's get this over with.
As long as you remain focused on your goal,
I don't think the voice of the hero is piped up yet.
Sailing. You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. A warning before you go any further.
Say the line, narrator.
She will lie.
She will cheat. She will do
everything in her power
everything
to
in her
stop
power.
you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
The hero is a bro. I would trust voice of the hero with my life.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade.
I wonder if the title that I chose for this stream is like too long for discoverability. I don't care. It makes me chuckle.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Nope.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
Thank you, Finky. I'm glad someone appreciates.
Her voice softly
I
carries
fucking
up the
love
stairs.
toxic women, bro.
Hello? Is someone there?
It's hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember it for the rest of your life.
I kind of hear you, hero, but the version of the princess that you meet when you take the knife, I found immensely disarming. God, I was gaslit, I was manipulated, as Super Eye Patch Wolf said, that girl turned me around and upside down. Honestly, still one of my favorite of all of the possible princesses that you can get in this game. Just outrageously good first impression. You guys can still go back and watch my original stream from last year, where I folded like a chair in front of that woman. I'm not even ashamed to admit it.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation. You're playing a dangerous game by coming here unarmed.
Alright, I know this is the trigger here. Hey babe, lie. I'm here to save you.
Wait, really? You're here to rescue me? I was starting to think I'd be stuck down here forever.
I see. You're trying to get her to lower her guard. It's a gamble, but it might work.
Come downstairs. I want to see the face of my rescuer.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's beautiful. How could someone like this be a threat to anyone? I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
Stay focused.
Hi. I can't believe you're here. I've been waiting for something like this to happen forever. I hope you brought something to deal with these chains.
You were lying when you said you were here to rescue her, but regardless of your intentions, breaking her out of those chains would be a big mistake. Don't even try it.
Okay. Oh.
I'm prepared for that question.
She pauses, carefully formulating her words before she responds.
You can address me as Your Royal Highness. Or you can just call me Princess if Your Royal Highness is too formal.
Is Princess her name or her title? What if it's both? Could you imagine being named Princess Princess?
Like, what's his name? King Bradley from Full Metal Alchemist.
Like I said, you can call me Princess if you'd like.
I think knowing what we know later, I think she genuinely doesn't know. Like, she kind of has no memory like the rest of us.
I'm sorry, I've been down here so long I guess I've just forgotten. I must have a name, though. Everyone has a name.
Okay, that's weird. She hadn't even thought to pick a name for herself. Hopefully you're starting to see that she can't be trusted. Go back upstairs, get the blade, and slay her before it's too late.
Yeah. What have you been eating or drinking?
I don't see what that has to do with anything.
This is the only time this is ever going to happen, but I agree with the princess. That's hardly relevant. Okay, but actually, what has she been eating? She has to eat, right?
You could be locked up here for a reason.
Of course I'm locked up down here for a reason. Don't act actually know what that reason is, but you don't just stuff a princess in a basement and throw away the key without there being some sort of an explanation, right?
You have all the explanation you need, and you should know better than to trust whatever she comes up with.
All right. I think it's time to be a stone cold killer, guys. I'm not even gonna say anything. I'm just gonna go get the blade.
Thank you.
Oh, that face. That's that's a dangerous face.
You turn back to the stairs, intent on retrieving the blade in the cabin.
Where are you going? You can't just leave me here.
Oh. I'm late. Are we collecting footage? That remains to be seen, Vincent Rose. I've kind of tossed around the idea of making a video about Slay the Princess, but mainly I just want to see the Pristine Cut. I've not seen the Pristine Cut yet. I don't really know anything about it other than just that there's 2 new routes and a bunch of routes are a lot longer. So, just streaming it, just having some fun. This might lead to a video. We will find out.
You'd better hope for your own sake that I don't slip these chains before you make it back down here.
Slip these chains? She can't, right? She needed our help to get out of here. But do you hear the conviction in her voice? I don't think she's bluffing. She has to be bluffing, but I'd hurry if I were you.
I'm gonna try not to sniffle on stream. Sorry.
You rush up to the first floor, grabbing the blade, both yours and the world's only possible salvation.
Yeah, I didn't want to accidentally ditch this route. Because I think it might be possible to come up here when she still thinks you're going to save her.
Okay. If we're sure about this decision, I'll support it. I suppose we have a world to save after all. You slowly creep down the basement stairs. It's quiet. Where the princess sat only a moment ago, there's only a severed arm, its cooling flesh still chained to the wall. And she is nowhere to be
Definitely
seen.
not chained to the wall, but okay.
Is it just me? Or did this room get a lot bigger?
Alright, we're being a stone cold killer.
Your
Let's finish
eyes
this.
dart to the corners of the room. You don't see her. Where is she?
Corner
You
beast.
close the door behind you. Almost magically, its locks immediately click into place. Maybe they'll open if you finish the job. You step forward to investigate the severed limb. A trail of blood leads from its jagged stump into a dark corner of the basement.
I don't think this is how geometry works.
And then you hear the quiet patter of feet against the floor, and there's suddenly a weight on your shoulders. The princess tears into you.
What?
Her teeth and claws are unnaturally sharp, ripping into your shoulders, digging into your throat. You fall to the ground, the princess eagerly tearing at your flesh. Holy shit. What is she?
I think if I give up, I'm gonna go to the tower. So fight back.
You roll the princess off your back and turn to face her, rising to your knees and readying your blade. Those eyes. She's going to kill us. Yes, things do look a little grim, don't they? The 2 of you are losing quite a lot of blood, but there's a reason she decided to strike from ambush. She isn't confident about a direct confrontation. Just because she's playing it safe doesn't mean we have the upper hand. Come on now, don't let your confidence waver. This is an important moment.
I'm going to kill you.
The princess leaps onto you as you raise your blade in defense. You find your target, and time after time you strike, but the wounds she inflicted in her ambush hinder your movements, and with each fresh exchange you're a little slower, a little weaker. You seek solace in the fact that she is slowing too. Finally, she collapses, and you collapse beside her.
If you think this is it, you're sorely mistaken. One way or another, I'll make sure you pay for this.
Your grasp on the blade weakens. It slips from your numb fingers, lying uselessly on the floor. This can't be how it ends, right? I'm sorry, but it is. You aren't making it out of this basement, but at least you finished the job. Everything goes dark,
and you die.
And you die.
What? Shit. Shit, this isn't what I meant to do.
You're on a path in the woods.
Fuck, do I,
And at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
I meant to get the beast. Damn, is there an autosave? Let's see, what can the witch lead into? The witch can go to the thorn, I know. You know what, honestly, yeah, just for efficiency. Is that from today? God, do I have to start all over? Or I could just keep going and just see if I find something new. Nah, but I wanted to do the beast. Okay, like the two of you that are here, bear with me. I think I'm gonna like speed run back to the section. It looks like I was supposed to lie to her and then go back up to get the blade. Uh-oh, I didn't just quit the game, did I? Don't look at my desktop. Fine, look at my desktop, I don't care. I guess what we can talk about in the meantime while I'm waiting for this to boot up again is I love that there's still people who get the good ending on their first run and just like quit the game. Like when this was posted on Reddit, there was someone in the comments there in r/games who was like, yeah, I bought the game. I immediately muted the voice acting because it was annoying me. I finished the game in 15 minutes. I don't really get it. I think this is overrated. Like, I guess you could call that guy a stone cold killer too. I mean, he did not hesitate. Hesitation is defeat. He went straight for it. The fact that people genuinely think the game is over after that, though, is hilarious. All right, we're speedrunning this shit. Thanks for telling me what to do.
It's all part of.
Proceeding to the cabin. We're doing this super fast. Getting back to where we were.
The interior of the cabin.
Enter the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open.
Lie.
Wait, really? You're here to rescue me? I was starting to think I'd be stuck down here forever.
I'm not even going to talk to her. I'm going to examine the chains.
You're only making this more difficult.
Thank you. Thank you.
I think if I fuck this up, maybe I'll try to get the tower instead, so I can go into the apotheosis.
You're making a... No. You're doing the right thing. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the... They're large and heavy.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away...
Alright, I'm gonna check upstairs, because I already lied, saying that I wasn't gonna kill her. But I think if I go upstairs, then I'll get into the new route.
I'll be here. Good luck.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement.
Damn it.
Door at the top of the stairs
I might have to look up later, because I haven't done the beast route before, so I clearly don't know how to get to it as well as I think I can.
Is someone else here? You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd just taken the blade like you were supposed to. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
She's gonna...
She barely hesitates
Jesus.
before raising her arm to her
I've
mouth,
seen this before,
her
but it
teeth
still
tearing
freaks
through
me
her
out.
with the determination of a trapped wolf. As she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you, the clang of bouncing metal. It's the blade from upstairs. You're not sure how it made its way down here, but if there's a time to strike, it's now. Or we could use it to free her. You won't like what happens if you do that.
Slay the princess, let's go.
Without hesitation, you bring the blade down and plunge it into the princess's back. Finally. The wound drives her to the ground.
Yeah, this is new. I don't think I've seen this image before.
Okay. There's no going back now. I'm with you to the end.
You bastard. Were you lying to me this whole time?
The princess pushes away from you, the motion ripping the blade from her back. Wounded, but still alive,
we might be
she
on the beast
crouches
route
on all
anyway.
fours in
Okay.
a corner of the room and meets your eyes with the ferocity of a cornered predator.
You've made a terrible enemy, and there's nothing in the world that can possibly save you from me.
I thought we had the upper hand, but it's as if she's barely even threatened by us. It's an act. She's wounded and unarmed. There's nothing she can do to hurt you. I'm not so sure. Don't waver now. As you ready your blade to deliver a lethal blow, she lunges at your legs with the same animal ferocity she used to tear at her arm. Your blade cuts into her again and again as you're tackled to the ground, your body racked with pain as she rips into you with tooth and claw. Forget about trying to rescue her. This is about survival now. Give her everything you've got. Though your nerves are seizing with pain, you know you've done your fair share of damage as well, your blade having left deep gashes in the princess's back. You seize a moment of hesitation to throw her off of you and shakily push yourself back to your knees. We can still turn this around.
Gotta lock her
The
in.
princess is still chained to the wall. There's nothing she can do to stop you from getting out of here. What if she doesn't succumb to her wounds? Whatever she is so much more dangerous than I thought she'd be. You rush up the stairs and dive past the threshold. You're safe. For now. You close the basement door, locking it behind you and quickly barricading it with the heavy wooden table that once held the blade. Okay, we can make this work. She has an awful wound and we have all the time in the world. Playing jailkeeper for a while might make things a little easier. You settle in against the far wall to watch the basement door. It isn't long before you start to drift off, your eyelids heavy with fatigue. But sleep doesn't come. Instead, your rest is broken by a piercing, wailing voice calling out to you from the other side of the door.
I know you're still there. Why don't you make things easier on yourself and let me out?
Man, I am not doing well at all trying to control what route we go into. I think we're solidly in nightmare territory now, which I have not experienced, so...
It's not like this little door will hold for very long anyways. It's probably a good idea to try to get back on my good side.
She sounds terrifying. Like she's less of the princess you saw and more like something out of a nightmare. As she violently rattles the door, you do your best to shut her out of your mind.
When I get out of here, I'm going to pick you apart piece by piece. I won't forget what you did, and I'll never forgive it. You don't know the kind of enemy you've made tonight.
It doesn't sound like she's getting any weaker. No, it doesn't.
Bang on the door all you want. It'll only make you bleed out faster.
Do you think a couple of cuts is enough to do me in? I'm not as frail as you think.
You put the princess's threats out of your mind as best you can and huddle up against the wall. You jolt awake in the middle of the night to silence in the cabin. The ruckus has stopped, and the door to the basement is ajar, its lock broken, and the table shoved out of the way. Where is she?
Thanks for helping me get out of that awful basement.
You try and stumble to your feet, but as the princess draws near, it's as though your body simply stops working. It isn't all at once. The paralysis comes in waves. First your toes go numb, and then your feet, and then your legs. You lie prone on the floor of the cabin, unable to do anything but witness her approach. Whose side are you on? Yours, of course. But I have a duty to uphold the truth. Lying about the facts of the situation doesn't change them.
So helpless. I can take my time with you, can't I?
She steps closer,
Yeah.
one silent footfall at a time, cocking her head in curiosity as you feel your organs shutting down one by one.
Or maybe I can't take my time with you. You don't look well. A little green around the gills. What a shame. If you'd only help me get out of here, we could have done such wonderful things together.
Your lungs stop drawing in breath, and your heart freezes in your chest. You have seconds left.
I'd say better luck next time. But we both know this is the end, don't we?
It can't be. This can't actually be how everything ends. I'm sorry, but it is. Everything
It
goes
goes
dark, and you die.
The Nightmare. Okay, I have not played this chapter, so this should be interesting.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Don't know what you're trying to say there, Kari Jordan. Keep trying.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
You ever get that feeling of deja vu?
A terrible sense of deja vu? No, you don't have that. This is the first time either of us have been here. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. Shh. What if he hears us? That's a very good question, little voice. What if he does hear you? Shit. I think you'll find yourselves very hard-pressed to keep any secrets from me. Not that it matters right now, because like I said, this is the first time we've met. Still, I'd rather not get off on the wrong foot. We've a world to save, after all.
Keep on forgetting. Right-click will bring up the save screen. More than just deja vu, I'm pretty sure this whole thing literally just happened.
We could go back and forth on this forever, and it won't get you any
Or it's
closer
just
to
any
doing your
different.
job and saving the world. So let's just agree to disagree.
Yeah, alright, let's go.
A warning before you go any
So the
further.
cabin looks the same, I think.
She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. I don't think lying and cheating is her thing. She was very direct with us last time. Or at least she was direct with us after we decided to lock her away. It doesn't matter. Don't trust anyone.
I don't think I've had Voice of the Paranoid before either. I think some of my favorite voices last time were, I think Voice of the Cheated, I think that's the one that comes during the Razor route, and he is hilarious.
The interior of the cabin is plain, the smooth wood of the walls almost featureless. The only furniture of note is a lone table, knocked on its side in the corner of the room. A pristine blade stands between you and the open, inviting basement doorway.
Oh, those eyes in the window. Ugh.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. Hold on. What happened to the door? There was a door here last time. It's just an empty frame. She's already gotten out, hasn't she? And she's ready for us. She's been waiting. Can't you feel her eyes on us? I'm going to need all of you to pull yourselves together. The princess has not already gotten out. But if you keep getting stuck in your head like this, you're going to struggle to get the job done. So deep breath in, deep breath out. Your task awaits, and only you can do it.
What about that mirror, homie?
You're right. I was so stuck on the eyes watching us that I didn't even notice it there. What are you two talking about? There isn't a mirror. There's a table, the blade sitting on the floor, and the open doorway leading to the basement. There's nothing else in here.
I'm trying to remember. Yeah, I'm not confident I ever really understood the role of the mirror, and whether the narrator is lying when he says he doesn't see it. That's like the one part of the lore I still don't get.
There's definitely a mirror. There isn't. We have to look at it. Unless that's what he wants us to do. And pretending it isn't there is a trick to get us to do exactly what he wants.
Let's just look at this mirror.
Walk up to the wall next to the empty basement door frame. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. This really isn't funny. You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now.
Disgusting bird
Did he
hand.
make it go away? Clearly there was something in there worth investigating if he wants it hidden so bad.
Let's go without the knife.
Oh, we should have taken the knife. I don't think going down there unarmed is going to do us any favours. You cross over the threshold and onto a series of isolated steps, suspended in darkness.
The eyes.
More eyes, too. You never mention the eyes. The air seeping up from below reminds you of fresh lightning and static, as if you're descending into a place that isn't meant for a creature of flesh and blood. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favour. Her cruel and playful voice prances up the stairs.
I didn't think you'd come back. We're gonna have a lot of fun, you and I.
Okay, we need a game plan. Last time we were here, just being close to her was enough to kill us.
I can just step into the void. I'm a little curious about what stepping into the void is going to do. Great.
You attempt to step off the stairs and into the pitch black surrounding them, but you're stopped by an invisible force. Why did you do that? What did you think would happen?
Don't worry about it, narrator. I was curious.
Congratulations, you really lucked out. Of all the things that could have happened from stepping into a void, nothing is quite possibly the best outcome you could have gotten. You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. As you emerge, you find yourself between two loose rows of white wooden planks suspended in nothingness. A smattering of cobblestones, visible against the inky black of the basement, mark where the floor should be, forming vague pathways. At what seems to be the end of the room, they diverge in opposite directions, left and right. She could be anywhere, and there's nowhere for us to hide. We're completely exposed. Are you really not going to comment on how weird this place is?
And I think the music in this game goes really underappreciated. And you can hear very faintly in the background, like that core sort of up and down melody associated with the princess, but played on like a very distant kind of creepy piano, and just a singleton without really any backing. The way they stretch, it's not the main motif. I think it's the second one, the secondary one. There's like 2 or 3 motifs in this game. They get reused in almost every route. There's the chord da 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 da, but it's again with the distant creepy piano. The soundtrack in this game deserves so much more love.
No, I'm not. Somebody needs to be the voice of reason here, and it certainly isn't you. Excuse me, I'm being incredibly reasonable. You're the one who's just matter-of-factly describing whatever the hell we're looking at like it's an ordinary basement. We're going to die down here. I don't want to die again. Please stop saying that. You're only going to make things worse. Just pick a direction and start moving.
I wouldn't give it too much thought if I were you. It doesn't really matter, because either way you go, I'm going to find you.
To the right, always to the right.
You turn to the right. A faintly outlined path lies before you.
There you are. I told
Hey, honey.
you I was going to find you.
As the princess approaches, your legs suddenly go numb. Your arms quickly follow. This is it, isn't it?
It's almost like you want me to get you.
There has to be a way out of this. Think.
Still kind of cute, though.
What did you do? Pull yourself together. She isn't supposed to be like this.
I wonder how many times I'll get to play with you before you break.
Your vision cuts out as your blood begins to coagulate. It's as if every part of your being is coming to a lurching halt. Heart, lungs, liver.
Heard about this part.
Heart, lungs, liver, nerves. Your lungs pull in a desperate gulp of air as your eyes shoot back open. Nerves, heart, lungs. What are you doing? I'm working. Do you want this body to function, or do you want... And then experience stops once more as your body reapproaches death. Okay, whatever you were doing, please just start doing it again. Are you sure about that? Are you sure that's what you want, or do you want to interrupt me some more? You have seconds left. Yes, I'm sure. Heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart, lungs. Again, your eyes shoot open as you gasp for breath. Heart, lungs, liver.
I don't know, man. It's something with the body language. Like, she's like horrifying and cute at the same time.
Can't decide what you want to do, can you? Oh well, standing there gasping like a fish is more fun than dead. Even if you look ridiculous.
She isn't attacking us. Why? The why doesn't matter. She's already proven her ill intent. Don't lose sight of your mission. And how are we supposed to do that? We don't have a weapon. The way out of here is nowhere to be seen. That isn't my fault. It doesn't matter whose fault it is because fighting her isn't an option right now. Then you should get looking, shouldn't you?
Why won't you finish me off?
Because I don't want to. And even if I did, I don't have to. Look at the way you're struggling to stay alive. It's taking everything you have to keep your heart pumping right now. And I'm enjoying the show.
The princess leans forward, bringing her masked lips close to your ear.
If I want to see you gone, all I need to do is break your concentration.
Heart, lungs, liver, nerves. She slowly runs her velvet glove across the base of your neck. It feels like static. And then... Shit, make her stop. Hey, snap out of it. Okay, deep breath. Deep breath, we're fine. Heart,
Flashing lights warning, though, Jesus.
liver, nerve. Your back, lungs, liver.
One moment, and then you're gone. Just like that. Ah, and there's the fear.
She pulls away.
But that wouldn't be very fun, now would it? I've already done that.
What happened after you killed me last time?
I tried to leave while you suffocated, but that stupid cabin wouldn't let me. So I started to drag your body out with me, and then... Well, you died before I could get to the door. And then I was here, and now you're here too. I don't think I can leave without you. And dead doesn't count. And as much as I love what we have going on, I have bigger plans than tormenting one poor little creature forever. I want to leave.
Lungs, liver, nerves, heart, lungs, liver, nerves.
You mean alive? Why did you threaten me on the stairs? Why did you try being nice to me? Okay, Missy? You'd be a lot cuter if you smiled more.
I am being nice. You're alive, aren't you? And you died of fright as soon as you saw me last time. I didn't think keeping you alive was an option. But it looks like that's not a problem anymore. At least not for me. You seem miserable.
Lungs, liver, nerves, heart, lungs, liver, nerves.
You're a lunatic.
Liver, nerves, heart, lungs, liver.
I don't want to be mean.
Heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart, lungs, liver.
I can't just let you leave.
Destroy is such an unenlightened way of putting it. So sudden, so violent, so little nuance. I'm not going to destroy the world, but I am going to hold it in my hands and squeeze it. I'm going to make it afraid, just like I've made you afraid. The world needs fear.
Ooh, that was a nice little bit of animation.
Terror I bring would make the good times so much better. Well, I'm practically doing a public good. So what harm is there really in letting me out?
Lungs, liver, nerves, heart, lungs, liver.
We go our separate ways.
No, definitely not. If you're what I need to leave this place, chances are you're pretty useful. I think I'll keep you right by my side. A little good luck charm to make sure I stay free. Don't worry, I'll make sure to take good care of you. I promise.
Heart, lungs, liver, nerves.
I'm not sticking around, honey. You scare me.
We both know that you don't have a say here, so you should just look on the bright side. Well, I'm not sure what the bright side is for you, but I'm positive you can find it if you look hard enough.
Alright, this is starting to get into like a photosensitive hazard here, so let's just try to make a decision. Getting out of here!
You turn and run, doing your best to put one useless leg in front of the other.
You poor thing. Wrong choice.
You get nowhere before the princess is in front of you once again.
Oh, Jesus. Okay, alright. Okay.
Always going to be a coward.
She raises a hand to her mask and pulls it down. You don't get the chance to see what lies beneath before it envelops you. Like a creeping mold, the complete reality of your existence threads its way through your mind. Birth, death, birth again, decay and bloom, a million stitches from a million microscopic wounds you've inflicted on everyone you've ever met, with every muscle you've moved and every word you've ever spoken. No.
Let me out.
Your existence hurts them.
Let me out.
A lonely soul in a room by itself, weeping. It lives for 80 years and then it's gone. And then it's there again.
Let me out.
A reprieve. A good life. Love. Children. A steady career. Recognition from your peers.
Fuck.
Here one moment. Gone the next. The worms have found their orifices.
What the
Let me out.
fuck?
Diagnosis. It forgets everything it is. Anger, rage, distance, poverty. The lonely soul is lonely again. Love turns to mockery. It dies. It is reborn. Worse. Lonelier.
Let me out.
No. What's happening to us?
Let me out.
This is all too much. I can't keep going. You can't keep going? Well, what are you talking about?
But he doesn't respond.
Oops, I think I broke you. I'll see you soon. You'll know what to do.
Your body is dead, but you live on. Whoa. What? The moment of clarity.
We're on a path in the... Shit! What the hell was that? Who are we? What are we doing? There was a princess, I think. It's
Hello,
all so
broken.
fuzzy. It hurts when I try to remember. You shouldn't know about the princess. At least, not until I... You've already been here, haven't you? I guess. It feels so long ago, almost like we've never left. We have to let her out. No, that's the opposite of what you're here to do. You have to slay her.
Capital S.
Slay? We decided not to do that, didn't we? Yeah, we're supposed to let her out. It's really the only way this works out for us. If you think about it, she's the one with power here. Nobody else can do much of anything.
Okay, so we picked up... We already had paranoid, we just picked up cold and opportunist at least.
No.
And stubborn. Oh, this is one of those routes where everyone
forever.
joins.
I think.
Man, this would be so confusing if this were your first route.
We're supposed to be unfeeling. How many times do I have to tell you to snuff out your heart? We can't be unfeeling. Not when there's so much fear everywhere.
Alright, I apologize for the chair creaking. Give me a second.
There's nothing for us to do. We've already tried everything. We love her, so we have to set her free. Can we love something that hates us? Can we love something that hurts us? To be given an ounce of kindness from something so cruel would be more pure than any other love. Why are there so many of us? There aren't supposed to be so many of us. This is bad. You need to get a grip. What did you let happen? How many times have you been here?
Snuff, that's a good word. This is all kinds of wrong.
She's the only thing that's right. Yes, obviously they're all wrong. What are you going to do about it?
Getting back to his earlier question, how many times have you all been here?
Many times.
In space.
It feels like we've been here forever. But it also feels like we've barely been here at all.
It doesn't matter.
Yes, we just have to do what she says and then everything will be fine. It won't. It will be for us. She said so. You're part of everything. If things aren't fine for everything, they won't be fine for you. There's no difference between fine and not fine. It just goes on and on.
That doesn't make sense. I only remember here being twice before this, and some of you don't seem to remember being here at all. Was I here these other times? Did someone else make the decisions?
What does here even mean, if you really think about it?
Shut up, contrarian.
Shut up.
Jesus.
You were here.
Every single time.
You did your best, really. There's just a pecking order. And our cruel and beautiful goddess sits atop it, right where she's always belonged.
You're lucky. What I would give to be able to forget. I've tried to keep them numb, but they're all too soft. A shame, really.
I don't remember what I did. It couldn't have been me that did it.
Don't think about that too hard. All it will do is weaken your resolve and make it that much harder for you to slay her.
Maybe you're shattered in your own way.
Are you your memories? Or are you the one perceiving the present moment? Ugh, here you go philosophizing again. It never goes anywhere. Yes, this is far from the first time you've asked us about consciousness. Who am I? What am I? What is I? Who even cares? They're good questions, great questions even, but they don't have any answers, and they all just end in quivering torment. It doesn't matter what we do, because we always find her, and if we don't find her, she always finds us.
And then she smashes us into smaller pieces. If you all just stopped feeling, we could have been done with this ages ago.
Your thoughts are far too scattered to rein back in. Your only option is to silence them.
This is getting too crazy.
You slowly make your way through the umbral forest, bumping against unseen trees
so much about
as you
this
grasp through the darkness
one of
for
those
a way
days.
forward. But eventually, you do make it to the cabin. Or rather, you make it to the place a cabin should have been. Instead, all you find is an empty hill. No, this isn't right. There's a cabin there. There's always supposed to be a cabin there.
Don't ask him about the mirror.
He always says he never sees it. He always lies. And he always makes it gone. Stay focused. You still have a job to do, and it's best not to be distracted by fraying thoughts. There is no mirror. You know that as well as I do.
She's still here, buried deep inside the earth. Just walk up the hill. You always give too much space to the others. It's why you always lose.
You walk up the hill, hesitating just beyond the bounds of the cabin. The cabin that isn't there. You've got to clean the mirror, haven't you? You've got to see what's in it. Smash it to pieces.
She's on the other side, and we have to let her out. It's the only way we can be free.
It's the only way we can have our thoughts back. Just go around it.
Just do something. It doesn't matter what.
Proceed. Very, very Kagurabachi pilled.
Proceed to where? I'm afraid you're going to have to be a little more specific. That's a new one. Do you think it'll work? Of course it'll work. He always makes the best decisions. It's why he gets to make them.
And it already has worked. It's gone, don't you see? We're one step closer to her.
The interior of the cabin is much the same as the exterior of the cabin. A dull, fuzzy, dreamlike nothing. It's empty and isolating, but there's just enough vague shape and unknown texture to suggest the structure they're in. Wrong and unsettling as it may be, the only object of note is a pristine blade buried in the dirt floor, a hint of its shining edge teasing through the sediment. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you're going to do this right.
Take it. It's the only way forward.
Oh. This is trippy. Alright, take the way, let's sword in the stone this shit.
You reach down to take the blade, but as you do, the ground beneath it shifts, the weapon sinking deep.
Shit, I keep on accidentally hitting right click.
You lean over the hole and gaze into the abyss. It is so very deep. Deep in the bowels of the earth.
Abyss is gazing back.
You see something staring back at you. It fills you with dread. It's her. She's watching us. She never stops watching us.
There you are. My toy has finally come to finish his job.
With every word she speaks, the princess in the pit blinks closer.
You dragged this out for so much longer than you had to.
And closer.
But it was always just a matter of time.
And closer.
Man, oh man, oh man.
You are going to have to stop running eventually.
And closer.
Oh, she's got 5 arms.
Everything stops running eventually. Except for me. I've already taken your will, and you're not getting it back. All that's left is for you to take my will and let me out. It'll be so much fun. You and me, together, exploring the world and spreading fear wherever we go. Well, mostly just me. But you'll get to be there too.
I don't know if you guys saw the fucking Windows updates. God, they're always so pushy. Can I, like, kick her in the face back down into the hole? Is this love? Hello? I don't know. The initial nightmare was activating some sort of neurons for me. This is a little much.
A witness. I can even make you a little cage if you want. Gilded and everything. Now don't pose. Don't try to resist. I've already molded you into what I need. And you lost your powers so long ago. Don't bother working yourself into a frenzy to get it back.
Vi says I would really like to understand the themes of this game. Well, damn it. Yeah, you say that in front of a video essayist. That's like, you know, dangling a stake from a rope. Because I think the themes of this game are real damn interesting. You know, themes of love, themes of betrayal, and fucking man. Yeah, stuff especially expressed through like the thorn route and the ghost route, and of course the ending. I don't know, man. I might do it. Anyway, I want to
do something.
Kick this lady in the
Anything
face.
that isn't taking her hand.
Just go down, back into the hole. You go. There's an object, a tool. You were something else a long time ago. That was something. But was that something you, or is it just a dull, jaded memory? There's no other ending here. No, I want to kick her down the hole.
You extend your hand to hers. For all her past cruelties, the moment feels gentle, tender even. I can't believe you just made me say that. I hate you. The motion is difficult at first, as if something still resists your efforts. But then that resistance gives way, and it's over.
And that's the end. I wonder what we're going to do next.
I didn't think I'd be so tired.
Sorry, babe, you ain't the one with the most hands around here. Princess, exhausted, slumps.
Why is it so cold?
Oh. I think I'm probably going to end after this route is over. I'm a little more tired than I thought I was. I want to at least get through the first meeting with our real boo. So we got about maybe 5-10 more minutes to go here. You do not have an opportunity to respond. Something has taken her away, and it's left something else in her place.
She's gone. Yeah. I can finally think again. Almost. That mirror's back.
What does that mean for us? I'm sure it'll be whisked away just like her.
Maybe it won't be gone. Things are different now, aren't they? Doesn't seem like there's much else to do here.
Finally, we can smash it.
Oh, will you stop with the smashing?
Tell the smitten to shut up about the smashing,
What
too.
do we say, boys? One last vain attempt to look at ourselves.
Yeah. I think I'd like that.
Seems we've got a majority. All that's left is to give it a look.
Approach the mirror. You step towards the mirror. It holds a truth that you must witness.
Something tells me that this is the end of the line. But I don't feel bad about it. I'm ready. It feels okay. The fear's gone. I'm done fighting. My heart feels quiet. The game was always going to end. I'll be free of all of you. I'm ready for the truth. I'm ready to sleep.
I'm just ready to be anywhere that isn't here. Boys, it's been an honor.
Aw. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone, but the mirror remains. It's time for you to see what's in it. It's you. You are alone in a place that is empty. It is quiet here. You are at the cabin.
Something finds me in the long quiet and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
God, I love the music in these segments so much. Oh man, it's heavy. Because this first one, like, it's so solemn, but there's like, I don't know, there's like a peace to it. You know, because you're finally like understanding a little bit about yourself and about her and about like the role of everything, but it's also distant. So like it's cold, but it's, I don't know, there's a beauty to it. And then this theme continues to build. Like I'm trying to think of there's 5 movements to it. I love the first one. I love the one that adds the singing. Not that, I think it's the second one. And then the 5th one is just incredible. What are you?
I am solitary lights in an empty city. What are you?
I don't know what I am.
I think that you are like me. We are oceans, reduced to shallow creeks.
The gift of a fragile vessel.
Yes, nerves and fibers to feel the worlds beyond, perspectives to make my own. This one is a waiting maw, an inevitable destination where all roads end. She will make for a wise heart. Do not mourn her. She is exactly where she needs to be.
Is this the end of the world?
How can the world have ended if we are talking?
Do you know the narrator?
You are the only thing I have ever known. The space we're in is vacant. Nothing comes here but us.
Are you what sent me to slay the princess? Title drop. Are you what trapped me here?
I have only just now stirred to consciousness. I could not have trapped you here, and I too yearn to be free.
do you know about the worlds beyond this place?
I know only that they are.
You the princess?
She is part of me, and part of me is her. You speak in
Crispy
circles.
Chips, my lad.
Does it
I
matter
know.
where one thing begins and another ends?
Do we know each other?
You are familiar, but you are not me. I feel sadness, longing, hope as I witness you.
What happens now?
Nothing, as we are, but I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them.
Apparently, if you exit the game here, and then open it up again at some later date, she has different lines for how long it's been. Like, by default, I think she says, like, moments are nothing in the maw forever, and if it's a couple days, she says the line from that initial trailer, days mean nothing in the maw forever, but it scales up to, like, years. And it might even be more than that. Just like a weird little detail that probably no one would ever see naturally.
There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to. Bring me more perspectives, so that I may be whole, and perhaps then we will know our freedom.
Yeah, I agree with really liking how she responds. The way that this character is written during these scenes is really, really good. I mean, in general, the character voice in this game is excellent. Tony, I think his name, the guy who did all the writing, did an amazing job of making all the characters distinct, and I think this one more than any other. I mean, she does feel like a nascent divine being, but like at once an infant, and has knowledge beyond what she could possibly have. Aren't you scared that I'm going to kill you?
I have not lived. I am not afraid to die.
I also, people have praised every aspect of this game and will continue to do so, but Nicole Goodnight, her acting is God, it's so good. And I was skeptical when I heard the soft, the Act 1 princess in the trailers, but she's able to embody all of the different roles really, really well. If you didn't watch my last Heat signature video, I actually got Nicole to do a little cameo in that. She was fun to work with, and it was just for like a little gag, but just a little thing. She does all kinds of voice commissions, and I mean all kinds of voice commissions.
More than you have found, but less than there are to find. I am infinite. The rest will find their own way home. Everything, until we meet again.
If I help you, what is that what you're gonna do?
You ask of things that cannot be done. To destroy is merely to reshape, to remold.
That's a little foreshadowing. Alright. You forget.
She asks that I tell you to remember her. You won't.
Everything goes dark and you die. Man, that line makes me emotional now. Definitely go on YouTube and look up a video. It's from the channel Princess Pointless Dump, which is like mostly memes, but she has this video called, I think it's called She Asked That I Tell You to Remember Her. And man, it piles so much emotion on just that one line. Really, really good. One of my favorite fan works.
You're on a path in the woods.
Alright, now I'm gonna save for real. Look at my last streams from almost exactly a year ago. Not exactly a year ago, but... no, October is when I started last time. Let's see, can I go back to the main menu? And with that, I think I'm going to sign off for the night. I'd originally wanted to do 2 routes, but I don't know if I have quite the streamer's stamina anymore. Also, I really need new headphones. But I will plan to be back next week. I probably won't do Saturdays every night going forward. I want to go back to doing this on a weekly schedule. Probably Sunday. We shall see. But I want to play through this game at least once to see as many of the new routes that I can. I kind of stumbled into a route that already existed. But regardless, I would love to see the new Den, the new Apotheosis, the new the new Fury, as well as some of the new routes. Gonna try again to do it without research. I'm also gonna try not to fuck up and do the wrong routes again. Jesus. But I think that's it for tonight. This distracted me a little bit. Hello, scary wife. I love you. And I love all of you. So I will see you guys next time. Probably